I've had quite a few messages and comments asking what marine radio equipment I use in the making of my ship chasing videos on the Manchester Ship Canal. I've said before that despite living over 30 miles inland, I still monitor the marine band from Manchester because you can still hear things. I can hear the Maritime Safety Information broadcasts and also the Coast Guard coordinating rescue and training missions despite not always being able to hear the boats involved themselves. On the odd occasion I do hear vessels off the coast of Liverpool, but my main focus is the Manchester Ship Canal, which is controlled by Eastham on 156.7. I've used various radios with marine frequencies programmed in, including scanners, but it's hassle programming them up, so I opted a while back just to use marine VHF handhelds. So I use the Retevis RM21 as a carry-along radio when I'm out on the Manchester Ship Canal, and I use the Retevis RA26 hooked up to my main antenna at home with a voice recorder plugged in. I don't use big brand marine radios because I simply wouldn't get the benefits of additional features and the consequent rise in price that comes with something like an ICOM handset. This is the RM21 and I use this out in the field because it has a pretty good noise reduction feature built in, so it's handy in noisy environments. I usually just clip this to my waist when I'm out making videos like this, and it's a good way of hearing local marine traffic and telling when ships are close. I don't have a clip of the noise reduction feature in use, but for those who use a Thunderpole TX, it sounds very similar. They actually look alike too. Just be sure not to get them mixed up and end up calling for your local breaker on Marine Channel 19. For American users, this radio has 10 NOAA weather channel alerts too, but obviously we don't receive them in the UK. It has an 1800 mAh large capacity battery, which lasts for ages as this radio for me is receive only. Of course it's IP67 waterproof and made to float if dropped in water. It also has dual and triple watch function, which is handy for monitoring multiple channels at once. On the left is the PTT and two buttons below. The top one activates the noise reduction function and the bottom one opens the squelch for receiving weaker signals. On the front is the waterproof keypad where you can quickly get to channel 16, send out a call, access the menus and scan all channels and activate dual watch. This scans between the channel you're on and channel 16. You can access your favourite channel, monitor both your favourite channel and weather channels simultaneously, and select your power level and lock the keypad. There's also channel up and down buttons. The battery is inside a waterproof cover on the back of the radio, and on the top is the antenna connector and a 3.5mm audio jack for connecting up microphones or speakers. This radio has another couple of cool functions. If it gets wet, it'll flash red from the bottom, making it visible in water. If the radio does get wet, you can press and hold the NRC and channel up buttons for 2 seconds at the same time to activate the vibration drainage function, which lasts for 10 seconds. The water on the surface of the speaker is drained out due to vibration. This radio also has USA, international and Canadian frequencies too. Moving on to my base station radio now, and this is the RA26. This one feels much lighter and less heavy duty than the other handset, which is why I leave this one at home connected to an external antenna and voice recorder. This radio does have slightly less features than the RM21, but it's still a great capable radio. It doesn't have the noise reduction circuitry, but it is IP67 waterproof and floats in water due to it being so light, and it does come with NOAA weather channels programmed in too. It also has an emergency switch for moving between channels 16 and 9, and does have the speaker vibration drainage function. Another pro is the USB charging port on the side of the radio, which is handy for portable use if you're not near a mains or 12-volt power supply. On the left is the PTT and power button, and just below is the rubber-sealed USB port. On the front is the keypad where you can switch between the calling channel and channel 16. There's a volume, squelch and monitor button, scan and dual watch button, power select and keypad lock, a favourite channel and a channel tag button, and a NOAA weather button which also changes between international, USA and Canadian channels. There's also channel up and down buttons. On the top is the antenna socket and 3.5mm audio jack behind a rubber seal, and the battery is sealed inside the radio itself, so there's less chance of water ingress should the radio get wet. Pressing the scan and power level button activates the speaker drainage function, and there's also different scan types. One scans all channels and the other does the same but keeps channel 16 as a priority. This means that if there's activity on 16, the radio will stop scanning and head straight there. The radio also has dual and tri-channel watch functions for monitoring up to 3 channels at once. If it's dropped in water, an alarm will sound and the body of the radio will flash so it can be seen in the dark. So I hope that answers the questions on my Marine VHF setup. I'd recommend either of these radios really, as they're both pretty good. The RM21 does have the edge, and when I got them they were a similar price too. If you want to check them out, then I'll leave some non-affiliate links in the description below, where should you buy these radios, I receive nothing. If you'd like to see more Manchester Ship Canal videos or maritime stuff in general, then let me know in the comments below.